Hello, I'm Dr. Okia. I am a life and weight loss coach. Let me first say that I hope all of you had a wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. And in keeping with that, let's keep the gratitude rolling. I have to thank my fellow Toastmaster. We had our Toastmasters meeting on Monday. Plus, um, plus, of course, Thanksgiving. But John Scott, my Toastmaster, he presented on gratitude. And I thought, wow, what a wonderful thing that we can do as humans to generate, to cultivate our own sweetness is just to remember and to focus on the blessings that we have in our lives. So, yes, we had Thanksgiving, which is wonderful, but let's just keep that going. Let's just keep these wonderful, happy feelings, keep them going. I'm focusing on developing habits, better habits for myself, and this is one that I'm going to incorporate. So last week I talked about dance and movement and how I take 5-10 minutes every day before I journal to move my body. I have my internal rhythm. Maybe I just want silence and I just move slowly, but that makes me feel good. I did it this morning and I started laughing. So today I want to talk about gratitude, and of course I found a paper. Oops. I found a paper. It's from Dr. Sarah Gottfried, MD. I know you can't read that because it's backward, but she wrote this book called The Hormone Cure, and I would recommend that if you have any questions about your hormones, and she talks about how hormones affect our moods and they affect our sex drive and and also why we gain weight. So it's a great book. But this was a blog. This was a blog that she wrote back in 2016. So it's been a while, and the title is Thanksgiving: What Gratitude Does to Your Brain. And it's a really interesting blog post. So first, she talks about how gratitude is associated with the release of oxytocin. Oxytocin is the hormone that's released when mothers are breastfeeding their babies. And it's said to be a bonding hormone. So it helps obviously with mom bonding with baby, but also it's that feel good hormone, the love hormones. People say it helps to foster good feelings as adults, between ourselves, and that whole nurturing sort of feeling activity is nurtured or increased with oxytocin. The other thing that she references is a 2003 study by psychologists. So there's a Dr. Robert Emmons of the University of California, UC Davis, and a Michael McCullough, University of Miami. And they were studying gratitude. So they basically had 3 different arms of these participants. In one arm, the participants wrote down things that they were grateful for, blessings, good things that happened in their lives. And then another arm wrote down what they described as expressive writing, where they talked about their deep feelings associated with stressful experiences that they were going through, or hassles that they were going through. And then a third arm that just journaled the daily events. I went to the doctor, I took my dog to the vet, sort of thing, just routine activities of the day. And what they concluded at the end of the study was that a conscious focus on blessings may have emotional and personal benefits. And they actually recommended this gratitude intervention as a form of treatment And then the article, this blog, then goes on to describe other studies that have also shown the benefits of happiness and gratitude to reduce cortisol, improve immunity, lower disease rates, and longevity. So the people actually live longer. So, and better sleep. So there was a recent study that reported that the gratitude intervention was associated with increased sleep, increased quality of sleep. And then it's interesting because then Dr. Gottfried references her book, and she recommends in the book, she says sleeping 7 hours a day causes you to release optimal amounts of the hormone melatonin. And melatonin has impacts in health because lack of melatonin is actually associated with higher rates of breast and ovarian cancer. So she says in the blog, expressing gratitude leads to better shut-eye, which means a healthier you. Then she also says less depression. And she quotes a 2013 study out of Hong Kong, which shows gratitude's effects on depression. It says its results showed a direct effect of gratitude on lowering depression. And then again, Dr. Gottfried references in the Hormone Cure, she says she recommends that patients exhibiting mild symptoms of depression might want to address the root cause, instead of taking a pill. Now again, obviously don't stop taking your medication, or talk to your doctor before you make any drastic changes. But mild symptoms of depression, that expressing gratitude may be some way to modulate feelings of depression. And then finally, the blog, she talks about dopamine. So we all know about dopamine. This is the feel-good hormone. This is the one associated with, drugs and addiction. But I like, we can reverse engineer this because the blog states gratitude begets gratitude, in part because it releases the hormone dopamine, the brain chemical correlated with reward, pleasure, and satisfaction. And then once you have the feel-good benefits of gratitude, you'll want to keep feeling it. And that's just like with addiction, how your body develops tolerance, then you have to do more and more drug. Well, the same way your body develops tolerance, so you have to keep giving it more and more gratitude and more things to be thankful and more things to be happy about. And she gives little exercises, which I wrote down. So she says every day she writes her 4 G's. So these are, one, she has a gratitude list. So 3 or 4 things that you're grateful for every day. We should all do this anyway, and not the same thing over and over again. For me, I'm grateful for this past weekend. I got to spend time with my husband. I didn't have to work, and got to hang out with the in-laws. I may have eaten a little too much cake, but I'm back on track, okay? I'm thankful Thanksgiving comes one time a year, although we have Christmas to contend with now. But get on my email list, and we're going to go through this together, and we're going to support each other, and I'm going to do all that I can to help you reach your goals. So we're all going to stay on track. Anyway, so 1, the gratitude list. Number 2 is to write down good things that have happened in the past 24 hours. And one thing which I've learned from my mentor coach is to assess everything. So at the end of the day, you can do this. It's just assess the day. And there's 3 questions to ask yourself. What went well? So if I am incorporating a new intervention in my business or trying something new, I always want at the end, evaluate it. What went well? What did I do well? I showed up, I completed it. I was excited, so then you say, what went well? And then you ask, what didn't go well? What, what things maybe didn't go as smoothly as I would have liked. And I say, well, I showed up, but maybe I was tired because I stayed up too late the night before, or, maybe I was supposed to meet someone and they didn't show up, something like that. So what didn't go well? So then you want to evaluate that. So you can evaluate that at the end of the day. So what didn't go so well today? And then the third question, what will I do differently? So let's say I showed up for my event, nobody showed up, or nobody else was there, or maybe I was too tired. So then maybe I'll say, well, maybe I need to advertise it a little better. Maybe you need to call people the night before. So then you can evaluate, what would you do different? So even during your day, let's say you want to do something better at work, or maybe you want to work out on a regular basis. So then what will you do differently? What can you do to improve? So every day, you're seeking to make incremental improvements in whatever it is that you're doing. And I am seeking to make things as much a habit as possible. So I definitely want to incorporate more gratitude into my daily activities, into my journaling. I've been getting up early and journaling. So I'll just start it off with the 3 things I'm grateful for, and then go through asking myself those 3 questions, and just do that during my morning journaling, which I'm doing anyway. And then the 4th thing, she talks about, so she calls it gratitude list. Number 2, good things that happened in the past 24 hours. Number 3, glitches that occurred, which I call what didn't go well. And then the 4th thing is goals for the next 24 hours. Well, that can be, what will you do differently? So those are your goals. So, and then the other thing that she talks about, which I thought is a pretty good idea, something interesting to try, is that she says when she's driving and stuck at a stoplight, she'll count 10 things she's grateful for on each finger. And it actually helps to, as a distraction while she's waiting. But then it actually makes things go faster, and it works. And again, you get that time to think about what you're grateful for. So I know I didn't talk about the artificial sweetener. Actually, I'm getting interested in this thing called monk fruit. I'm M-O-N-K, monk fruit. I've been seeing it more and more. So maybe I'll present on that next week. But thanks for watching. Again, I'm Dr. Zelda Okia. I'm a life and a weight loss coach. I'm a forensic pathologist, a medical examiner. And if you would like more tips about weight loss, or ways to incorporate more natural sweetness into your life, then please contact me. Again, I'm here on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, and my website is www.zeldaokia.com. Have a great Thanksgiving, and I will put a link to sign up for my email list, and then give you some great emails and tips to just help us get through these holidays without blowing our weight loss that the successes that we've had by overdoing it with our holiday treats. So again, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.